Hi. Welcome to another episode of the People's Mic. I am Jimmy Peoples. We just go left, ladies first, left to right to left.
Hi, I'm Hetty Ra.
I'm Thomas voethroeder.
I'm Jiang. I'm a Pisces. And also,
Are you
Oh
Pisces?
my
I'm a Pisces.
Yeah!
I'm a
That's what
Pisces. Yeah, I'm a
fucking
Pisces.
do.
I present as Capricorn though.
Do you?
I'm not actually
Oh,
a
I kinda
emotional
fuck
person.
with you.
And I'm also a Slytherin, so that's me.
Are you Slytherin?
I
I am.
am.
I think I am too.
Yeah. Look at
I
us.
was doing a little research. I was
There's
like,
a sandwich in my ear right
I
now.
fuck with Draco. Draco?
Yeah, Draco.
Draco.
Yeah,
That's
Draco
my
before.
dude.
Draco before.
Did you take a quiz? How do you know what you are?
No, I fuck with Harry Potter.
Well, you gotta put the sorting hat on.
Huh?
Exactly.
Sorting hat? Yeah.
You said I went with it,
Look
huh?
at his face. It's a weasel face. This is definitely. Draco's the shit. I don't fuck with his dad, but yeah. Draco.
Yeah, luscious.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't get that deep, but yeah. Let's do quick origin stories because Thomas is new.
Yeah.
That book looks sketchy as shit. Looks
Oh, this one? Yeah, this is my this is my little little voodoo books. Like,
Yeah,
That's
someone
like
dies.
that's like on the back of a antique Chinese shop. Like
If I
Oh,
found
you think
that-
I got it?
it's got spells and shit.
There's definitely spells in this. I was like, throw that shit out. Burn that
Hey
book.
man, this is where all my comedy goes. Got a lot of
No
jokes in
comedy.
here. There's no comedy in here. There's some deep dark secrets. Some ancient codes.
Bible or something.
It's the
Oh no, could never be me.
manifesto. That's very
Yeah.
manifesto.
I lost one of these on a bus.
Oh.
And you just gotta think that if I was like a crackhead on a bus and I saw that laying under a seat, I'd be like, nah, I need that. I need that.
No, crackheads are wipe that shit with his ass.
Well, that's what they need something. I mean, come on, come on. This is good paper.
Where
I'll wipe my ass with
you
that.
from? How'd you get into comedy?
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
My family's from Long Island, so I think that's how I got into comedy. They're insane. They're so crazy. But yeah, I kind of just had nowhere to go after school, so I started doing theater. And then I met this dude doing theater, and I was like probably 10 years old. And yeah, just met I was very privileged to meet a lot of really funny people when I was very young. And yeah, we inspired each other a lot. Made a lot of funny shit over the years, and now I'm old enough to get into these clubs myself. So fuck yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 21 years
Whoa!
old. Freshly 21. Sorry.
Wow.
Everybody's fairly young, right? How old are you, Eddie?
I'm the same age as Andy.
Andy?
Yeah,
She
there
was.
you go, there you go.
That's it.
Nice save. I'm actually 15.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I can't even tell.
You don't crack. Asian don't.
Exactly. Gold don't fold.
Old don't fold.
Gold don't fold.
Andy, the origin story.
Yeah, you know,
Tell the people.
I'm from Maryland.
You don't have to
and,
talk to Mike. Just talk. The mic's big enough.
Yeah, I'm from Maryland. You know, I started doing improv. That's how I got into comedy.
Yeah.
Did a lot of improv, and then did some sketch, and realized I loved writing comedy. And then after doing sketch, I was like, I'm just gonna write my own jokes and try them on stage. And that's how I started doing stand-up.
How long have you
So,
been doing
like 5 years. Yeah, 5 years.
Hey, introduce yourself to me. You're friends of the world.
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Queens. I actually didn't watch any comedy growing up. I didn't really know what it was. My first experience with it was freshman year of college. I went to, like, you know how like in college you have like all those like, shows, whatever.
Yeah, I threw all those shows. That's how I started. I was like, I'm gonna run this campus.
Yeah.
I started in '95. I did my first show. I don't know what I'm saying. That's not so
Damn.
That's 30 years ago.
Shut the fuck up! I wake up in deep sweats. Like, why am I still doing it? 95 when I was at. I don't think I was throwing parties in high school, but 95 I was throwing. I did the chair of entertainment for Temple University, the student union, student organizations. I was like, I'm gonna run all these organizations and just start throwing open mics and shows, battle raps and all that shit.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I did.
But so yeah, in college I saw my first comedy experience was I saw Bob Saget, and I was like, I can be way funnier.
He was your guy. Everybody has a guy. And I was like, okay, because comedy has like magic, right? There's like this magical part where it's like you see a guy who's like, I can't do that, right? But then there's that one person who's like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
We got that guy.
They're paying you to do that.
Yeah, I can do that. The one for me was I was at the Laugh House, and some of my frat brothers, one of my frat brothers used to do a Michael Jackson dance sketch, right? And they every week they do the same thing. They go up there and lip sync a Michael Jackson song at a comedy show. It was fine, right? But everybody's like, you guys got to tell jokes, you know? You guys got to evolve, you know? And I was like, I can do that. Those are my guys. Like, those are my brothers. But I was like, I think I'm gonna get on stage. It's that time. It was like those little ticks. And I fucking did it. And I'm gonna tell you what happened left.
My guy? I mean, who's my guy? I think my guy really, I'm trying to think. My guy. It's probably got to be one of my, like, sketch writing friends. Like, my writing friends who are, like, they're putting on shows and that stuff a lot, and that's where I would start doing sketches and that stuff. And, I'd always bring in stuff, and I'd always try to, like, get a big laugh in the room, so that's kind of like how I got started, yeah.
Okay.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's Tom. He's gonna help him.
That was my dude. My dude is actually many dudes.
Who's it? The many dudes.
It was many dudes. It was Medusa.
Thomas, you got a guy or you?
I mean, I've been thinking about it. I'm trying to think of one that would have been that early, like an early one that made me be like, okay, let me try this. Recently, Pete Davidson. Every time I see him do stand up, I'm like, God damn it. And even like SNL now too. Like seeing everybody who's on SNL, I feel like someone gave me a teacher of mine said something really interesting to me though. Because I said that to him, and he was like, man, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like you see those guys who are on SNL doing the shit that they're doing. He was like, it's like when you watch a basketball game, you're watching the NBA, and somebody bricks a wide open three, and you're like, man, I could have made that shot. And he's like, okay, so meet him on the court then, and watch the worst guy in the NBA absolutely bust your ass, and you'll be humble. And I thought about that, and I was like, yeah, these guys probably could out-improvise me, out-sketch me. But in terms of stand-up, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess there haven't been. Even like watching Cat Williams when I was younger. Like seeing him go
Really,
crazy.
Cat Williams?
Well, no. Let me clarify. I don't think I'm funny.
Cat Williams, this motherfucker.
He's a legend.
Cat Williams never gonna listen to this podcast.
Well, I'm sorry.
There's
No, but like, okay,
so there's two types of inspiration, right? There's
Yeah.
one that's like, oh my god, I want to be like that, and there's
Yeah.
the one that's like, oh my god, I can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do that.
Absolutely.
So Cat was like I want to.
Aspirational.
Yeah, and just like all the energy that he brought.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, when you gotta let the joke fly. If you got a bit you're really working through for like one whole set or for a show, like you can't just lean on the same bit every time. And sometimes I'd see him and be like, all right, man, let it breathe. And even letting myself have that thought, I was like, oh shit, okay, like I should probably do this.
I didn't think I had a guy. I had it was those guys, but then like I took a 10-year break. So after the first time I got on stage, it was 10 years until I got right back on because I had a car accident. Right? And it was Kevin Hart's movie that was like, because I was doing radio, I was doing a whole bunch of other shit. Right? I was still busy. I was still around comedy. I just wasn't in comedy. And then Kevin Hart's movie, of course, at the beginning they were like, what's this fucking phrase? Everybody wants to be famous, nobody wants to work hard for it. And I was like, I don't fucking work hard. So I was like, I'm gonna go get back on stage. And I went back to the Laugh House, and then I was like, I was listening to like Zig Ziglar and all the self-help shit. They were like, you just gotta decide to do it. To do the thing that you want to do and decide to do it for the rest of your life. That's what Zig said. I was like, I got on my knee. I said, I'm deciding to do this no matter what happens until my last breath. That's it. 10 years later, and then COVID happened. COVID was like, you need to quit.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah, you have no.
Your last
You're like, you did 10 years. You're fine. Go fucking take a seat. Shit. But that was my shit. What's going on with you, Andy? How's your life?
Yeah, I'm just
You're in LA now, right?
I'm in LA now, yeah. So I'm visiting for a week, but yeah, I'm just in LA trying to produce a show right now.
How's the scene over
The scene, it's competitive. A lot of actors, a lot of directors, a lot of producers trying to get on stage, trying to make a name for themselves.
Never heard that about LA.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's all it is.
Tyrez is here. Tyrez is I don't, we didn't really talk about it, but I know Tao is going to be our producer for the podcast. And I think Tyrez, we're going to talk Tyrez into helping him, and Thomas into helping. We're building a team here.
Look at me.
We're building a team.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. We didn't talk to Tyrez. He doesn't know what he's getting into yet. No, I'm down to fucking kill people. Yeah, he's here. That's what's up. So we're gonna build this. So,
Nice. Yeah.
That's what's up. Thomas is here. Thank you.
Fine.
Hell yeah. How's your
Thank
life?
you.
What do you struggle with?
All right, you want to hear? You want to hear some
Absolutely.
crazy shit? I'll tell you some shit you've never heard.
He's about to open the book. Page.
On Saturday. No. So, yeah, no, there's a bunch of crazy shit that happens growing up here with fucking crazy people, you know what I mean? 'Cause it's like, there's a lot of crazy people in New York. I was talking about coffees.
Who's phone whose coffee is this? In Keys? Is that anybody?
No.
Jackpot.
Nope. Oh, no, let's go through it.
Yeah.
No, it's a nice phone.
Notifications.
Fucking up Thomas's story.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna cut to the interesting part. So, I haven't spoken to my mom for a really long time. She's living. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't hurt anymore. It's fine.
It
It's fine.
doesn't
I've
hurt
been through the pain.
anymore.
Yeah. And then
I
I sat down with my aunt. We had lunch like 6 months ago, and she was like, "All right, I gotta tell you something. Me and your mom went on vacation to the Dominican Republic for 2 weeks. She met a dude. 5 days later, she got engaged. And now, yeah, right? Congratulations. Congratulations to Danielle and Johan. And now, she is on 90 Day Fiance.
Shut the fuck up.
This man, it premieres today.
Shut the fuck up.
I have
That's
not
dope.
seen it yet.
That's dope.
It's not dope. It is not dope. She's a crackhead. Think about it. I've been thinking about it. What happens when you give a crackhead like 50,000 Instagram followers? I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. And listen, I'm detached.
I've never watched, but I'm gonna watch.
You need to. That's what I said. I was like, I watch a lot of garbage reality
Thomas
TV.
is wild.
I've never been there. Yeah, pretty wild.
That's fucking dope. We should do the podcast? Good.
God, I fucking hope not.
Now I
Oh,
know what you
shit.
mean by Long Island is crazy.
Oh my God, they're insane.
Oh.
They're wild.
Yo.
Yeah, they make no sense. All types of secrets and just fucked up shit. But it's fun sometimes. They make really good bagels. Best bagels I've had.
Is Johan cool? Is he?
I don't know if I don't know.
We'll find out tonight.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I think he just wants a green card, honestly.
Hetty, do it. What's going on? What are you working on?
I'm working on a new bit about sarcasm, and it's hard
You know
to-
what I wanted to tell you? That I want you to, in the nicest, I want you to throw out
Uh-oh.
all your shit.
Whoa!
Everything. Everything.
Throw it out.
Throw every
You don't
fucking
like my
thing.
shit?
I want you to
This is an
Not,
intervention?
this is an intervention.
Oh,
I want
hey,
you,
quit.
because you do the thing where you in I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
and you take it how you want. You know I love you, right?
Yeah.
Does that count the 10 years that you quit? Is that...
Huh? I don't know. I talked to certain comics, and I was like, does it count? Like, I was around comedy, I was writing comedy, you know, I was producing shows. So,
Did Kendrick Perkins actually play for the Cavaliers, though?
who's Kendrick Perkins? You
Damn,
talking basketball?
NBA fans
I don't
here?
I push away any black stereotypes. I don't
No,
do.
okay.
So basketball, I don't do.
Can't say shit to that.
Yeah, any black stereotype, anything black, I just like, I don't play basketball. I don't go to clubs. I don't, But I wanted to say, I want to see you angry. I think that's. I think that's because you're in your head. You're thinking when you're on, and not necessarily throw out your material. I'm talking about. And you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I used to be angry.
Like your voice. When you do your jokes, I don't hear your voice. I hear you reciting what you're saying.
Right. There's like a layer in
Yeah,
between
this-
you and
this-
the
yeah,
audience.
this-
I've actually gotten that feedback a lot.
Yeah.
Like people, and I have been thinking like it's very technical, I
Yeah.
guess. and people, like someone said I sound like Gary Coleman, which
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that because he's an amazing writer, but there's
I
so
want you to
much-
go to a black room. I want you to go
I
to
would- black
just
people love my
yeah,
shit.
just go to just black women and touch black women. Don't touch their hair, but just touch them and get that, baby. But don't coat it. You know, don't that you have it.
Okay.
There's a beast in you that
So
you're covering with abandonment.
That's so interesting. So like I used to sound like Ryan Chen. You know, that's like my natural
Ryan
voice.
Chen.
I'm very angry.
That's who you watch. Yeah,
That's
I
like
can
that's
see
who
that.
I am naturally, but people don't like that. You know, people don't like.
Fuck
I'm
people.
not-
Fuck
Who cares?
people in the face. Fuck people. Like
A lot of good
you gotta.
touch black women, fuck people in
Fuck.
the face.
Your job's gonna write down what the title of this episode is. Get a pen, get a piece of paper for now. Fuck people in the face. Don't. I don't think that's
That's their
it.
face.
What was I gonna say? You need your Eminem moment. Your mom's spaghetti moment.
Flame Jimmy Peoples up right now.
Yeah.
He's coming for you. Tell him, yeah.
No, and like I wanted to say it, but I didn't. You know, I'm not fucking. You know,
Interesting.
Andy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like
I want to make sure I'm not fucking this up.
no, but I do think there is we are missing the essence of you on stage.
Really?
Yeah. You want to know who you are, and you're.
I hate when people say that because no comic's like, what do you fucking mean who I am? I just want to talk about my shit.
Yeah.
Because you know,
I hate hearing life stories.
I have a question. What define the essence? What do you mean when you say essence?
I feel
there's a
like-
connection. I feel.
Yeah,
like.
I think there's a connection. I think right now it's like you are thinking about what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
what's
You do the eye roll and you're in your
Yeah,
head.
we want you to
Really?
be
Yeah,
present.
and yes.
But like,
Yeah.
what is your perspective? Like, what's your point of view when you're on
Yeah.
stage? That's what we want to know or hear.
To me, what I find valuable about doing stand-up and even like finding that, like defining essence, is like hitting that pocket
Yes.
where you're like, not only are you saying the joke that you thought of or like what you wrote, I've never seen you do stand-up, so I can't say, but like I think the pocket is when like you're saying what you wrote and you're also communicating the train of thought that led you to that joke. Where it's like, you know what I mean? Because it's not like jokes just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like you're thinking about something, then you think about something else, then you go, hey, that's a funny thought.
Like, where does that come from within you? Like, there's
Yeah.
there's like point A, which is like I guess point B is first, because that's the joke itself. I want to get here. How do I get there from where I'm at now? And that in between stuff is what people want to like hear that from you.
How long are you in for? How long?
Like 4 years.
4 years. 4 years. That's you're where you're supposed to be as a comic. Now is the time to be you should do cocaine now. I'm just getting that cocaine mindset
Yeah.
where you just fucking not even. Most people hate when I say it. Not even writing jokes, but just write. I do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
All right,
No, I always like trying.
but what I do is just what I do. So it's information, right? Give information. Write the premise, and then just figure it out. Fucking figure out, put the feeling into it, and see what happens, and record it, and see if you like the way it feels. Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know what your process is, but like I think for me, going from writing the joke out word for word and then saying it on stage, moving from that to like having an idea and just trying to find a phrasing of it on stage, that helps
Yeah.
me like try to just be more present and try to connect with people, and then try to figure out like what I'm trying to say without tripping over the words of like, oh, that word should be in this order or whatever, you know.
I listen to a lot of I listen to other podcasts, and they like the wording. They like everything being sharp. I was like, I like being messy. You know, just me. You know, I like putting in not the ums, but I like a little fuck. I like pacing the stage and finding the story because I'm
A little fuck
an
the
imaginative person. So I try to
episode title.
I try to paint the picture, you
Yeah.
know, and then just find it, you know.
Right.
But I bomb way more than I kill. So
Yeah.
Ugh.
You know, it's also a style thing. You know?
All credibility is.
Oh, out the window, it's going. But it's
You want
fun.
to pop.
It's
You
fun
want to pop.
because when I get off the stage, I'm like, that's what I should have said, and that's how I fix it. And then
You
I
learn more.
ignore the people that say you should have said, you know. But it gets better. I'll do a joke, a thing like maybe 3 times, and then I'll toss it out. I hate doing the same shit. But-
Yeah. And even kind of on the same vein what we were talking about earlier, like getting those notes or having those feelings about yourself, I feel like it's predicated on watching other people go up, and like the people who are giving you notes, like you're watching their comedy too.
Yeah.
So if you get a note,
I'd be
you see
very
somebody go up,
careful from who's giving me.
Yeah.
If somebody says, "Hey, I got a bill," like,
Yeah, I know your shit, man.
no, I don't need that fucking energy on me.
Fuck what you
If
think.
you with that voodoo. What was you gonna say? What was the bit you were gonna?
Oh, it's hard. It's like I love sarcasm. I love sarcastic people. I just think it's comedic genius. You know, it's so.
How do you feel about it?
It's so what a difficult art form. You know, just to say something not true.
What?
That's
And
okay.
yeah.
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 I picked
Like-
it up. I got it.
So-
I won the game.
What's the example? You know what?
Like it's so cold out. Oh my god, what a punchline! That was so hard. What a difficult art form. You laughed. I connected.
Got him.
I took my favorite formula for comedy is the prep process. It's called point, reason, example, point.
Oh my god.
So when you
Say that again?
point, reason, example, point. Right?
reason.
So you make
Mystery book.
yeah, you make a point, whatever the point was. So the point is, I like sarcasm. It usually has to be feeling or negative feelings win over the audience. So it's like, fucking hate sarcasm. Reason, because I saw this motherfucker, whatever you saw, right? And then the example is your act out.
Yeah.
And then that's why I love sarcasm. And then your punchline.
Yeah.
So it's point, reason, example, point, and then that's how you figure out the joke. You know what I mean?
This is Jimmy's
Yeah.
seminar on comedy.
Yes.
I love it.
I've been doing this. Just, yeah, that was my.
How long?
Huh?
How long? Since
2010, I got back on stage. So, where are we at now?
2022, 12 years.
Yeah, it's well, these guys first one, and then just producing. Do I get producing credit at least?
Sure. You're
Writing credit?
Yeah.
I stopped writing. I write ideas in the morning. Like, whenever I diarrhea ideas, I'll write it down.
That counts. When your comedy brain is going.
Yeah,
you're
right. First thing in
doing
the morning.
comedy.
First thing in the morning, it's like I'll write down whatever dream I had. Fuck, I'm so embarrassed. The comic out of Philly, Smooth. It's not JB Smooth. Tommy Too Smooth. He does Tommy Too Smooth. See, once you go past New Jersey, and another podcast was talking about this, the Bible Belt. I guess I'm great. Godfrey podcast was talking about the names that black comics have, opposed to like white comics and like mainstream comics. We use our real names. Black comics use hip hop names. Use our different names. So Tommy Too Smooth is a character actor. He's one of the he's a dope character actor out of Philly, but one of the people that I wanted to meet. You know, I knew him, you know, and I met him one time when I was doing shows in Delaware. So when I lived in Delaware in 2008, 2010. We were doing shows. So there was a period where I was thinking about getting back on stage. So I was going to all the comedy shows again. You know, I don't know if that counts. Does that count as time?
It all counts.
It all fucking counts.
If you're right.
Yeah, so I was going to shows, meeting people, and going around. And I saw, and Tommy had come to Delaware, and I guess he knew him. He remembered me from back in the day. He used to do my shows at Temple, and he told me, just close your eyes and talk about your day, and then find the funny in your day. And that was his formula. He was like, when you got nothing, and it was weird because he doesn't tell jokes. He does character acting. He does caricature. He doesn't really do like one, you know, like he doesn't do that kind of joke. He's like, just talk about your day, and then the best bit that I got out of that was, he was like, what did you do today? He said, what'd you do this day? And I was like, I went to the mail, but at the post office, and I was running all over Delaware because I needed to put something in the mailbox, and I couldn't find a mailbox. And I was like, they don't even make mailboxes anymore. And I was like, I found one mailbox, and I was like, they don't even make anything out of the metal that they make mailboxes out of. You know, that metal is like Valerium steel, like that. You ever hit a mailbox? Indestructible. Like that metal is intense. Yeah, it will fold. It's like, who is the one guy making the one mailbox? He's like just one guy just tinkering away, just tick, tick, tick.
Actually, I got the recipe.
Tell me you got the recipe for mailboxes, and that was the bit. I said that, and I used to do that years ago. But that was my favorite, because I'll still go back, because I don't know the guy, but the guy is in my head. Like there's a guy in like a shitty warehouse, you know, he drinks a beer, he got the gloves and the mask.
Well, I mean, talking about character acting, like maybe he's not going up and telling those jokes, but there's a character right there.
No, he's the guy. That guy. See? Yeah, you can still go. But that was just tell about your day. So when I go through Joe, I'll be like, hey, what did I do today? If I don't have anything, I'll just be like, what did I do today? And then just knead it out until the thing comes, you know? And every day it's a thing. There's a person, there's a thing you run into, you know.
New thoughts.
Yeah, new thoughts. You're sitting there swatting a fly for 20 minutes, and you're just like, what the, you know? Every day is a gift for comedy, you know?
Every single one.
That's the name of that. I like that.
Every single day is a gift. Fuck your face.
Fuck your face. I didn't do anything productive yesterday, but I was riding around. I was starting to get into my rhythm. I was in a funk for a while. And I went to, I didn't actually perform yesterday, but I went to, what the fuck did I do? I was scouting for venues. I went to meet a Comedy in Harlem. Jamie Roberts has a club in Harlem that everybody should fucking hug and support. It's a dope room, and when I went there, what the fuck did I do yesterday?
Sounds like you really hit a rhythm.
No. I went to LOL. And met them. I was riding my bike. I was scouting venues, like dream venues that I want to do. I did a. You guys know what Shift Smart is? Because I promised myself 10 years ago that I was never going to get a job again. But I'm a personal trainer, so I work. Right? Don't fucking judge me. I just didn't want to work for anybody else.
Yeah.
Right? I'm never working for everybody else again. So I got my own business. But I do Shift Smart to get a little cash. It's just that.
Doo-doo.
Huh?
I said doo-doo.
What the fuck?
You said doo-doo.
I said doo-doo.
You said doo-doo.
That's the one thing you were like this.
No, take the mic from him. What the fuck is he doing? That's the. I need a puppet. You know, if you're on board with this, we need a puppet now. All right? He's Tal's
Are you
a
gonna
puppet.
pay me?
Tal's a puppet maker. Well, when we monetize this shit, that's your job.
No, for the puppet.
Well, when we monetize this shit, we're gonna get puppets. Not yet.
No.
Start with socks.
What was that fucking saying?
We're talking about doo-doo.
What's he talking about?
Shift Smart.
Your job.
Oh, Shift Smart. Shift Smart is dope because I do Shift Smart and I do Schlesinger Associates. It's all product testing on the side. I love doing product testing. I feel like I'm changing the world by fucking voicing my opinion. I'm my fucking grandmother, but they pay you to test products and then they give you money. But a lot of times they'll bring you in and they won't even use you. So they'll just, well, yeah, you can take the money. And I love shit like that. So it's like for comics who need money, that's my point that I was trying to get to. It's a dope little thing that you can do. It's like $60, $100 sometimes. And you just, for like an hour and a half, just sitting there. I was there for like 5 minutes. And that's where I got the idea for the seat fillers. Did you hear the conversation I was having?
No.
Because there were a bunch of people sitting there just trying to get some extra cash. And I was like, I have the mentality of putting people to work. Like I was like, look at all these people that have nothing to do in their lives. They can come work on the podcast or something. No, I was like, how do I put these people to work? You know, they all need some cash. And I was like, come sit in the show and figure out a way to pay them somehow, right? And then because I have barkers at our shows, right? So I would have them sit here. And then when they bark people in, like real audience will come in and be like, oh shit, there's people here. And then they'll tap them out. Those people will leave. They'll sit down. We'll have real audience. Made sense. But these fucking dream killed the shit. He's like, I can't use that and afford. No, that'll eat everything. You don't tell everybody your fucking thoughts. You just do your shit. All right? I shouldn't have said nothing to him because I'm still gonna fucking do it. There's a white girl somewhere that's like, I would be a good seat filler, right? Like there's got to be girls who watch like Hollywood, the award shows, and you're like, how can I sit there and how do I get there? Right? There's a girl, right? So fucking do it. Just come sit here in the show, give her 2 beers and a cool hat, and she'll fucking laugh, right? You get a cool laugh with a logo, let her see seat fillers, and like, you know, girls that just have nothing going on in their life.
Yeah.
I think it'll work. I know it'll work. Yeah, I make shit work.
Have you ever been one of those girls?
Have I been a girl? Have I been a person who just wanted to be involved?
Or just no. I mean, you said these girls got nothing to do with their life.
There's got to be like a college girl who's like, I'm so bored, I just want to be involved in something. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody's been that person, right? Like, I just want to be involved. I want to be around people, do some cool shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like getting an extra on set, you know? It's kind of the same thing.
The extras, it's the same shit.
It's the same thing.
You know, seat fillers is coming, all right? So it's seat fillers NYC. With a Z. It is a Z, actually. It's definitely a Z.
Seat filler.
Seat fillers.
Is that a thing?
It's a thing. I already posted it. It's on Instagram. You can check
It's
it.
your thing.
It's my.
But you didn't copyright it.
It won't. You don't have to copyright.
So
You got to
it's
trademark
stolen.
it. You got to
It's
trademark
stolen.
it. You can't. I've done everything that you can't steal. So I got the website. I got the all the social media. So if they really want it, they gotta get it from me.
That's a good idea.
So the I know how to do that. You guys know what Gnome.com is? This is how I tell comics to vet any idea they have. It's KNOWEM. You put in your idea, whatever the name is, and they tell you what it is on social media. If it's taken, or if the website's taken, if the trademark's taken, what Twitter, Facebook, it tells you if it's red or blue. If it's not taken, it's all open.
That's
right?
smart.
So if the main ones are open, it's a good idea. All right? But if they're not taken, it's a bad idea. Like the website's gone, if the trademark, no, it's not your idea.
Yeah.
So I always vet it in gnome.com, and then you lock down everything, it's your idea. You know, I don't have a lot of profitable ones, but I got hundreds of. I'm addicted to doing that. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I might do that later and put it in gnome.com. And if it gets a 10, I call it a 10. If it gets the trademark, if it gets the everything, I just hold on to it. And go back to it and go, make it.
My dad used to do that same shit. When he was in college, he bought up a bunch of websites. I think only one of them ever cashed out. That somebody like paid him big money for a
So all we need
website.
is one. If some dude 10 years ago did metaverse.com,
He would have been like, that's a stupid fuck.
but yeah, somebody don't tell Paul, but then fucking Paul's like, no. Well, how about you? I sit up at night and I just post shit up. I try not to do it. My brain is like, fucking do this, do it. And I'll do that shit. I'll be up all night sometimes, just fucking putting shit in and see if it's a thing. Instead of just more gnome. Yeah, it gets fun, you know, when you're like, oh, what could this be? You know, so definitely just do your name. Your name should be the first thing that you do as a comic.
And nobody got my name. I've been trying to figure out if I should use a shorter last name when I'm doing stand-up.
What's your name?
Thomas voethroeder.
Do both. Yeah, you should do both, but you can always switch. There's no fucking rules, right? But do your real name first, and then do your what did you think the stage name is, just so you have it.
Not too smooth.
Thomas too Smooth. Don't do it. Look it up and see. You want to check Tommy Too Smooth?
Yeah, okay.
So go and know him. I wish we could. It's your job. Soon we're gonna be able to see this on YouTube when we pull the screens out and get our budget. We got graphics behind us. We got the screen there, so we can fucking
You need an editor too.
do the screen. Go knowem.com. Let's see how many points Tommy Too Smooth gets. What else is going on? Tyrese, how's your life?
That's going good, man.
You good? I'm sorry I made you sit here. I just wanted you to be a part of it. You're gonna be an integral part of this shit.
He's the first seat filler.
He's the first seat. Give me fucking. What shirt is that? What is that? Comedy Mob? Do you support them? Or is you
Yeah, I think them a lot.
You work for
George?
them?
No.
Yeah, you do the show. I like the show. I know George. George is a good-minded guy.
OG.
Yeah, so he's not
We
always-
canceled it, ain't on.
Yeah, kid definitely. Yeah, I like guys with big ideas. George is dope. Big shout out to Comedy Mob. Yeah.
Honestly, if you're not gonna if you don't have the threat of being canceled at any moment, then you're not doing your job.
No,
Yeah.
you should be offensive. You should be offensive.
right on the edge.
Fucking Paul was talking shit when Hetty came in. I was like, oh my fucking god. He was like, women don't look up or some shit.
I was like, yeah, he was up there, and I was like,
Because he said hello.
and then I was looking around, I was like, is there a human here, like a ghost? And then he's up here, it's like, I'm like, oh, sorry. And he's like, it's okay, women don't look up.
I was like, don't fucking offend Hetty.
It's hard to offend me.
I know, yeah, but fuck.
Look, I offended some people the other day. I was watching the finals game. It was the day before yesterday, and this Dr. Pepper commercial came on, and there was this dude in a wig with a beard. Whatever, I don't know what he didn't say what he claimed to be. He was dancing around doing the commercial stuff. And I started laughing at it. And then these dudes who may be in an alternative lifestyle to me was like, oh my God, this bar is getting crazy. I can hear them, and I'm like, and then I told my friend, I was like, oh, you ever seen In Living Color?
Yes.
So that whole time we were laughing at Jamie Foxx and Sinead.
Yeah.
When we was just, is that
Black is
wrong?
okay.
I don't know. I'm like everything.
Everything's fair game.
Yeah.
The gays don't realize everything's fair game.
You can't laugh at
I can
that.
say the gays. Are you there?
I'm laughing at everything. I'm laughing at
Everything's fair game.
Yeah.
If everybody's equal,
And it's
everybody's fair game.
Laughter's involuntary.
Yeah.
You can't control that.
You can't tell someone you can't laugh.
Yes.
That's
So I
like
know
saying
Jewish
you can't
people are like, you
sneeze.
can't talk about Jews. Anything you say negative about Jews is anti-Semitic.
You know what? It's always other groups of people making these
Yeah,
stands.
yeah.
It's never, to be honest, to be fair, the group that never really says you can't say something, usually, the black people are pretty free with our words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fuck
We don't
up.
have, every word
So
we
black
use
guys.
has 4 or 5 meanings. And why? Because of the inflection, the intent, the motivation, the whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't never see black people marching talking about, don't say the N-word. No. That may have been like the 5th chant, but it wasn't the first. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Enjoy what it is.
Thomas, did you get it?
Bro, I was looking. You said KNOWME.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what I
no.
was-
KNOWEM.com. Yeah. No.
I hate one of my biggest pet peeves is when comedians are like during their set they say things like don't clap for that, don't laugh for that. That drives me crazy. Why would you say that?
It's always a nerve. I think it's like a tick or something. I think it's like a tick. It's like a habit
Yeah.
that you probably should stop.
Yes.
Because it's like sometimes I saw myself on stage like doing this. I'll still be in rhythm and saying shit, but then I'll be doing shit with my face or something like that. I should probably stop doing that. It's the same thing with like, it's the same shit. A lot of times you see that it's also like a thing, like, it's also like a funny thing to do. It's not funny to us maybe all the time.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But the audience, they'll be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like a cheat, like.
You can say the word cheat, yeah.
That's
right. Yeah, because you think about it, all the people that we really love and admire, they don't say that.
Yeah.
Whether it's Carlin, whether it's,
Say what? Say.
those little ticks or things, those little habits and cheat. That's hard to say it's cheat when your whole point of being there is to say laugh, is to make them laugh. And if you know how to make them laugh and they laugh, I don't know, it comes down to just doing you, I guess. But there is a such thing as cheat.
Yeah.
That's not, I wouldn't say that's cheap. It's more of just like easier, like quicker.
Easy.
Like filler
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cheap. Chick-fil-A has $4 menus.
It's definitely like hack territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, it's bordering,
It's hack
territory.
and it actually it can be like it's like a gateway drug to being a fucking a super hack. You start doing this little, and relying on these little
Hollow crush.
Yeah, then it kind of it's not good for you.
Fuck, did you get it, Thomas? I
Yeah,
gotta
I
one
got
more
you
time,
right here.
Thomas. One more fucking time.
Tommy Too Smooth.
Yeah.
It looks like it's available on Flickr. Thank God.
Can I see it, Paul? Can I show you with the? I wish I could show this to everybody. Tommy Too Smooth. I could tell already that I'm gonna talk to Tommy because one is Tommy Too. It's actually the Black Smooth. So it's
I was wondering. I didn't want to assume that.
It's definitely. No,
I'll put
I'm
smooth with
gonna
a
type
TH.
that in there. let's see. No, he doesn't have his website. He doesn't have his website. It's one. He doesn't have.
I know he doesn't.
No, you did. That's the
Oh,
web.
oh,
So
it's
yeah, it's all available. You should get .com and .net. You should get both of those. Nobody uses .net anymore, but
No dot info. No dot.
those are the
biz?
first two. You should get them all.
Get 'em all.
But the first two are the main important ones. But he's got his Twitter. He's got. I'm not gonna say everything. So I don't want anybody. He would be a 6. 1, 2, 3,
Slightly above
4,
average.
5. Yeah, slightly above average. I'll hit up Tommy.
Flickr is available
But-
though.
Yeah, Flickr's out there.
KNOWEM, Noam.com. Like what an asshole would do. Like sometimes when I meet somebody and that's a piece of shit, I'm like, I'll check them and I'll buy. And I was like, I should buy their shit.
I'm gonna buy
I'm gonna buy your shit. I'm gonna buy all your shit just so when you gotta get it, you gotta pay me. Like that would be an asshole of a move, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, how much you got?
Somebody bought my name.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, somebody, I checked.
I'm gonna tell you
I was
the
like,
most.
12, I checked.
I'm gonna tell you the most fucked up thing is every couple of years my dad has that's why I didn't do it because of that, but he had I now have it, but he had JamesPeoples.com. And we're all it's all he was like I think you were my sons, but he had that .com for a while, and I was like, that's an asshole move. You know, you don't even use a computer, right? Like how did you had to go to a library and had somebody ask you that guy. I need this because I think my son's doing cut. We get the name. You know, I was like, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
What a fucking.
I'm pretty sure my grandpa bought mine.
Yeah, dude, put yours in.
I did,
Put
I
it in.
did.
Put.
They got. Oh my God, I'm wrong.
What?
I guess he sold it. Thanks, grandpa.
And you get the cheap one. You can get like Weebly.com. You can get it for like 99 cents or some bullshit. That's what I tell comedians. Get your website. You know, get it, even if you don't work on it.
Yeah.
Have it for a year. You know.
Yeah, but you gotta pay for it.
Yeah, it's like 99 cents to $10.
What is it, a month?
A year. A year. You hold it for a year. Put 50 down and hold it for 5 years. You know.
It's worth it.
It's absolutely worth
It's
it.
marketing basically.
It's absolutely worth it. You can sell something.
These are comics you're talking about, right?
Anybody.
Comics
Comics
and musicians.
and musicians. Anybody.
Comics and musicians.
Comics and musicians. You want me to say that?
Be responsible.
Comics and musicians
Okay,
and porn stars.
And
And porn.
porn stars are on it.
Absolutely. Porn stars.
Porn stars have a different mindset
On
than comics
websites.
and musicians.
Absolutely. Anybody
It's not
who's
art.
every human being is selling something. All right. Everybody wants attention. Everybody has something to sell. I've read enough sales books that said every human being with a heartbeat has something to sell, and you should have a website.
Yeah.
Your child should have a
You
website.
know what I'm selling right now?
But you should monitor your children's websites. But what do you sell?
I'm selling children's
Children.
websites.
I'm selling children.
I do work with kids. And over quarantine, well, in high school I started playing Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm not a weirdo.
Yeah, you
That's-
got a disclaimer.
Yeah, I'm an improv kid.
That your notebook says different.
The dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah, okay.
Hey babe, how you pick up girls with that?
Oh, are you kidding?
They love it.
I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm journaling. It's so easy. But over quarantine, I was living with my girlfriend and her family, my ex-girlfriend. And she was like, yo man, why don't you ever play D&D with kids? Like you do that shit on Zoom, all this Zoom shit is happening. Like, why don't you try that? And I was like, I guess. And then I started talking to these Westchester moms. I told my journal, fell in love with me. And then yeah, I've been selling.
Westchester?
Huh?
You're macking in Westchester with the milk?
In the Westchester Mills, yeah, that's my prime market.
Yeah.
But listen, bro, they'll pay like $120 for 4 kids for D&D for 3 hours. And I'm like, hey, fuck
It's like
it.
you're babysitting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm babysitting in front of my computer playing a game.
That's dope.
Yeah, and it's writing too. It's improv. It's like you write comedy shows.
Are you a big gamer?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, it's all I did. I'm an only child with a single parent. I had a lot of time on my hands.
Cool mom. You got a cool mom.
Yeah, I had a mom who wasn't home. Bitch, I need to do something.
Hetty, do you have a website?
No.
Put it. Can we get
Yeah,
it?
yeah, let's-
Can- And you have a website.
I have a website, I have a
Yeah,
website,
let's
yeah.
do it. Eddie.
Here for your last one.
You have a case for your phone?
Yeah, that's a case. That's a
I
thing.
think it's smooth. I was like, oh, it's
What's
like
that?
dragon
Pixel
pixel.
5. Yeah, I got green bubbles though.
What's that?
That's what keeps the women away. They see me journaling, they get my number, it's a green bubble.
Keeps
I
the
never
crappy
hear
ones
from
away.
them.
Most of the world has Android, so.
I know,
Keep that in
right?
mind. Keep that in mind.
But I have a soft spot for basic things. I can't.
Don't we all?
Hetty's got to get her website. That should go.
I tried to find mine. Mine said, I don't know if I bought it and forgot, but it says it's not available. I typed it in and the server is not available. I tried to find some place to click it and buy it. I haven't seen it.
Go now. The second one after gnome.com, you can go to whois.com. Whois.com. It'll tell you who owns it or what the domain's under, and then you can
What
find out.
happens if someone's like that owns it and passed away? How do I? Or like they disappeared and forgot.
I'm not sure.
You gotta wait till it expires.
Yeah, you got most of your shit here.
Yeah.
A few times.
You do realize this is nothing new,
What?
and people made millions of dollars on
Buying
at the
websites.
beginning of the beginning of it all.
We can still. A lot of comedians don't know that they did
Yankees,
that.
someone had New York Yankees.
Yeah, a lot
All
of.
of those.
A lot of
Now, back in
comedians
the
don't
beginning.
know how to, they don't have websites. They don't
They
have
did that
social
with the
media.
with the
I
Redskins.
try to what?
A bunch of people in Virginia, like that's where I'm from, DC and Maryland and all that. They had to buy the website name from some dude in Virginia because he had bought up all of the
Yeah.
names that people were kind of circling
Yeah,
around.
there is a community who buys.
Yeah, he
sell.
bought the Commanders
Yeah.
and some other stuff, so they had to pay him.
Yeah, the fucking the Alibaba guy.
Jack Ma.
Yeah, Jack Ma is a big
It is hilarious.
buyer and seller. I think he's like one of the higher ups. But he just sits there, and just buys up fucking everything.
Somebody said that he plays dumb so the government.
Oh, yeah, he definitely plays dumb.
That makes
Yeah, he
sense.
definitely plays dumb.
Good
He's
lord.
a fucking genius. I read his book. I was like, this guy's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
It's just look at him, just like, yeah, just want to take over the world.
Just mumbling that
Yeah,
world
all the
domination
time. Yeah. He's a fucking psychopath, but he's fucking brilliant. He's a brilliant fucking dude. Fucking Jack Ma. Yeah, I was reading his book. I was like, how is this guy? He can either be a really rich guy or he can just be eating babies somewhere. He's a fucking psychopath.
Like, the only people who eat babies are rich.
Yeah, I'm rich.
You got to
Yeah.
pay for a lot of rich.
Abortion.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, what else? Is there anything else going on in the world? We didn't talk about anything.
Oh, you know what I heard?
What?
I'm working on a bit about this. I'll probably do it today.
Do it.
But I was looking.
I like how
up-
excited you get for a bit. That's going to evolve. That's star power right there. I was working on the bits.
Put myself in the
So fucking good.
I was talking to this dude I know, and I was talking about the Brooklyn shooter, the guy who shot up the train.
Yeah.
And he sent me a cop emoji and said nothing else. So I was like, oh, is he trying to say the guy was a cop? So I'm on my conspiracy theory,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So I'm
definitely
Googling.
conspiracy ties.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Start Googling everything about this guy. I can't find nothing about him except an article that says apparently him and R. Kelly have become friends
In
in
jail.
prison.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Wow.
I did
And
hear
they're
that.
like, they're kicking it in
Yeah,
prison.
absolutely.
Which is, I would love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation where R. Kelly's like, man, what you in for? And it's like, ah, don't worry about it. I love to believe I can fly.
Yeah, I was like, where's the fucking guy come from? Like, he's
And right, and then all of a sudden he's just the news is telling us that him and R. Kelly are friends.
Yeah, man.
Like that shit is weird sometimes.
Sketchy.
That's funny, and always say it, but
Yeah.
that should be like what? Like why are you trying to like
Absolutely.
subconsciously? I had this joke that I be saying too. Like black people always get the dun 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 music.
Yeah.
R. Kelly has just as many documentaries about him as his Trapped in the Closet series. Okay, the dude from Subway, Jared, who had
Where's he at?
where are his documentaries?
Where is he at?
Well, where are his interviews?
That was sketchy as shit.
That's what I'm saying,
But
like-
then even, okay, so
No
here's
one
my
gives a
question
shit
about
about
Jared.
Jared.
No, yeah, Jared was on TV for how many
Yeah, he
years?
was on
For
TV.
how
Yeah,
long?
he was a
We all,
He
they
was a
all.
celebrity for a
How many
while.
people gave a shit that the guy who couldn't hear you on AT&T worked for Sprint after that?
I did give a shit. I was like, he's
But who
sweet.
cares?
No, you talking
He's not
about-
loyal?
The guy who said, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
You gotta imagine that board meeting
Yeah.
where somebody was
Yeah,
like,
but no one
where's
cares.
this actor at?
But that's the whole point. It's so weird about saying? Like, it's very weird. The society it's all, it's very dumb. It's dumb.
But then I'm wondering why aren't they telling these stories about this guy? This
Because it's
black
not
dude shot in the
fun.
subway.
Oh, you talking about that? But there are no stories.
Just tell, they're not talking
I,
about
I think he's MK Ultra. I think he's.
I think it was a random, like, is the dude.
Yes,
The
you're
kid
not-
the kid
Huh?
in school, right? The kid who just shot up the school.
What?
You know, tons of
What?
shit about him. They're talking about him, where he's from.
And he's
how
lived
old
way,
he is.
not even as long as that
It's
other
because
guy,
he-
so that makes sense.
That's what I'm saying.
It's because he was more prolific.
You know,
in the
Yeah.
shoots.
Why-
He's a more
why-
aggressive shooter.
And that's what makes
I don't want to do conspiracy theories, but I was doing a deep dive into YouTube and what I won't say this
Dangerous.
because I'm gonna turn them off to the COVID shit. But what COVID was and how they implanted the nano chip into the brain.
Replace nano with just controlled way of thinking.
Control way of thinking.
Yeah,
It's mind control,
Yeah.
but it's activated through Bluetooth. All right.
Yes.
So
There's
that-
mine,
you,
you
you notice a lot of government officials don't use Bluetooth. They use wires.
That's true.
They know some
They do that
shit.
because the information that they're transferring is a little bit more.
No. When's the last time you heard? Who's the vice president right now?
Like,
I don't even know this chick right here. Nobody even talks about her. Like, where the fuck is she at? Like, she's so quiet, but I saw a picture of her, and then they gave her
so
the,
quiet.
they gave her the Bluetooth, right? And then she rejected it. She was like, no. And then she pulled her wires out, and she unraveled them, and she's like, yeah, we're using these shit.
You think that's
But she knows some
Oh,
fucking
no,
shit.
man. Oh,
But
no.
no,
You ever fall asleep with Bluetooth?
no.
Yeah.
Yes.
You ever fall asleep with
All the time.
Bluetooth?
All
Yeah,
the
you never
time.
hear voices? You never hear like little clicks or shit?
Listen to
Weird
this
shit?
shit, man.
It's off. My Bluetooth is off, but I'll still hear like some shit over the tinnitus. Like I'll hear
the signals.
I got the noise
I'll still-
cancellation.
It's the same thing like a baby monitor picking up other.
But when it's
signals.
off though,
I don't know. Is your laptop camera really off? I don't
Hey,
know.
bro,
it's
you're
never-
talking about
it's
it's
never-
waves in the air, like electricity
Yeah.
could murder you instantly, but
Absolutely.
it is invisible. Doesn't exist. I think all this shit, there's
This
just so
gonna get
much
deep. This
random.
Well, that's not
gonna
a lightning strike.
Have
is
you-
invisible.
have you-
Well,
jump-
that's
jump in.
crazy
I'm
electricity.
sorry.
That's
Spark friction. If you're in the dark and you rub your hands on something that gives you static electricity, you can see the electricity in the static.
But
Yeah.
if they kill the guy, if they're executing a guy, right, like death penalty, and they shock him, you don't see what he just goes.
I mean, it's different. I mean, what do you? What?
That's a deadly amount of electricity.
Oh,
right
okay.
there.
I see what you're saying. Kind of. like,
we gotta get
Yeah, I'm just-
ready to wrap this
No,
up.
no,
This
no.
I could do this part all day.
I would love to hear
You stop telling people.
What?
Don't mention for your own credibility as a good person. Don't mention nanobots and
Nano?
COVID
And mine.
in the same sentence.
Yeah, I know COVID's the truth.
You'll
but
find
it's
less and
never-
less people talking to you.
I mean, I think that's what the zombies are, you know. Yeah, that's what the zombies are gonna be.
But pursue your truth, man. Pursue
If
your
everybody's
truth.
activated, listen, everybody's activated except for you, and you just run down the street, and everybody's like, you don't.
I'd rather be activated than be the one guy who's not activated.
That's true.
If it's everybody else, like,
And you don't
I'm not
know?
winning that fight, yeah.
You seen Rick in Walking Dead? You seen,
Because the
can
guy that was
always,
talking
like,
about it, he was like, this shit is so scary. And I was like, this guy knows some shit. You ever see the face of somebody who knows some shit and can't say it? You ever, the fuck is, he's not Jared. Who's the Jared? Oh, fuck.
Jeffrey Epstein.
No, the guy that hides under the blanket all the time. That they were looking for in Russia.
Oh,
Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden. What the fuck is he in Russia? Yeah, he was.
He writes op-eds for the New York Times. He wrote one.
Where's he at now? Is he still in
Not in
Russia?
America.
That's in a bunker somewhere.
Not in America.
Yeah, but did you see the movie?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt in the movie, but
He's so weird.
I like him. Yeah, but every time Snowden speaks, you know he knows.
Yeah.
You know, it's some shit he can't say. You
Yeah.
know, and that fear is like, we're fine.
Yeah, that would drive me crazy.
You know,
If you have to say it.
he tried to. You fucking, you know.
Why he's hiding out now.
That's why he's hiding out.
Oh, true. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That fear that nobody believes you, and the family's like, shut up.
Yeah, that is
And
true.
everybody's using Facebook, and you're like, don't use that shit. He's like, don't fuck with that shit. Turn my cameras off, put tape on the fucking. That'll drive me crazy.
We only
I
love
went
to
through that
listen-
phase.
We only love to listen to the people after they've been mysteriously murdered.
Yeah.
And then like, oh man, we should have.
That's why Apple does
Yeah.
the green light when your camera's on.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I always see it. Sometimes I look at the green light. I was like, what the fuck is in the green light right now? Like, who the fuck is watching? You know, like when you play video games, the green light comes on. Like
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I was like, oh, they're watching these kids. You know,
Yeah.
they're watching. This is another thing. I'll tell you what happened. I had one time where I was doing really well, and a mysterious voice came on. It was like, "Hey, you want to play?" And it was in like the lobby where there shouldn't be anybody, but somebody was like, "Hey, you want to play real quick?" And it was like a soldier. He had soldier voice, and I was like, "They recruit these kids
Oh shit.
through this shit." I mean, and they actually admitted it. There was the documentary about the drones where they recruited kids, and he had to get psychological help, and he was like, "Yeah, I've killed so many people." He was like the top drone killer
That's
in
crazy.
Iraq. And he was like, "I didn't know it was going to be this." I was like, "How the fuck?" Yeah,
That's literally Ender's Game.
exactly
Yeah.
what they doing. They're doing
So
it.
you saying like I'm in the lobby doing good, but like, hey buddy.
I'm really
Go with a
good.
sniper.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking great sniper. I keep them 50 to 5.
Oh.
I'm nice. So and I'm like, yeah, and there's better people than me. So and they go get those guys. You know, it's fucking crazy.
I like that.
Because they're like the ones that they like look for like purpose in life.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I know.
Because I tried 3 times to get into the military, and they're like, no, you're fucking broke, you're old, we don't need you. We're 15-year-olds who
Yeah.
murder people.
With no ability
I would love somebody to be like, you're really good, you're a general in our fucking video game army.
You ever seen them videos with a guy? He would ask like he would ask other soldiers around him, and he'll be like, "Why did you join the military? Why did you join the military?" And all of them started looking up into space, and they started thinking of something they had to pay for. That's what or something that they want.
Yeah.
Money.
I mean, money. I don't
Before
know.
it was like the highest level, the highest intake of pilots was Top Gun 1.
Oh wow.
Oh, man.
They said they was like, "Oh, we're about to go to war, so let's make another Top Gun." And
That's literally what happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Oh
for sure.
my God.
It's a propaganda.
It all
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. All the white guys say, "Oh shit, Top Gun is out. I'm going to over there. I'm going to fly the plane over here." It's crazy. Nothing crazy. It's crazy. Let's wrap this up. You guys are the shit. You Hetty, close us out. You got anything?
Yes. I'm just gonna say this. I know you're really into horoscopes.
Yes.
I'm really into Myers-Briggs.
What is that?
It's
You can start a whole new conversation.
Yeah. it's like based on like like the founding father of like psychotherapy, like Carl Jung's theory of like personality.
Yeah.
So like
Super
it's like
smart
4
shit.
letters. It's not really. It's like 4 letters that like. But I really believe in that. It's like a.
You judge people by that?
Totally.
Really?
You're ESTP. I already.
What does that mean? I see those on dating apps. I'm like, oh, swipe left.
So the first letter is, are you extroverted or introverted?
Introverted?
Extroverted or introverted? You're extroverted.
Am I?
Yeah.
I think I'm introverted. I hate
Yeah, you
talking to
see?
people one-on-one.
It's not what extroverted
What's
means.
that?
It's where you get your energy.
Okay.
Like, do you need to, do you feed off the energy of other people? Clearly you
Yes,
do.
absolutely.
Yeah. Or introverted is like, you need to be alone to like re-energize and reach, yeah.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was like I can talk, I can do this. I can talk to people, a bunch of people, but if me and Tyrez talk, this should drive me crazy. I hate walking with comics on the street, on the train. I was like, it's not that I don't like you,
Yeah.
but then, comics will run their bits and out loud, and I'm like, I don't want to do this right now. We're talking loud, trying to get attention. I don't want to.
That shit is great.
I just want to sit in the corner of the train, play a little game, and
Yeah.
I want to. I want to get on stage, do this, get the fuck out. I went to a party last night. I was like, I don't like this at all. And everybody's like, who's the black guy in the corner with the book bag? And everybody's looking cool and dressed up. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah. That's like,
On the other side, on the west side, this is Soho Hotel. Great party, great producer.
look at you.
Yeah, I was networking and shit. It was a secret party. I was like, I would never. I met cool people, but I was like, I feel so out of place. I feel like I was in the elevator with a cool guy. He was like, he danced. No music on, just fucking yeah. I was like, what's up, man? Johnny Rue. Johnny Rue. He's like a secret party thrower. He's super dope. Really dope.
You're telling everybody.
Huh? No, it's super dope, and everybody's running. It's beautiful. But I was like, I would never do this by myself. Like if another comment asked me to go, and I was like, I wouldn't go. You know, I was riding around the city by myself. I was happy, and she was like, meet me. I was like, nah, not committed. But yeah, I guess that's extroverted. That's what's the other one? Say it real quick because we got to
So
wrap this up.
extroverted versus introverted, that's the first. The second is S versus N, sensing or intuition. So intuition is like you read between the lines. Sensing is more you stay with the facts.
We got to get back to this.
Yeah.
Part two.
Yeah.
I like the facts, but
I think you're ESTP, I'm pretty sure. I can send you a quick quiz.
Who's
yes,
better?
every woman.
Who's better?
Yes, tell me who's
Wants
most
to do the
powerful.
quiz.
Who has the most strength?
Yeah, absolutely. Am I going to be successful?
That ESTP is the most entrepreneurial.
Okay, yeah.
Do you study philosophy?
There's hope.
No, but I'm really into like psychology.
Maybe smart as fuck.
Yeah.
Anybody's eyes blink when they think, it's like this fucking computer. She's like, oh, this is data in ones and zeros. I was like, fucking relax. Get some weed.
I'm an AI.
She is an AI.
Yeah, me and Andy went to the same school.
What school did you go to?
NYU.
Did you go to NYU? I wanted to. I was like, I'm not gonna have fun here. I went to Temple. Temple is the part man than NYU. But Temple's the shit now. Temple's dope.
Yeah.
I went to Old Temple where
Oh, man.
black people who wanted to go to black schools but wanted to speak to white people. They go to
Is
Temple.
Temple better than Drexel now?
I don't know. Drexel was more techie. I haven't been there in years, so I don't know. But it's,
No.
no, it's Temple University. Everybody thinks, well, you went to Temple. But, we gotta wrap this up. Get out of here. Let's do Hetty. Where can you find me?
At Hetty the H Plum on Instagram, and I'm gonna be making my website soon. It's available.
Yeah.
Just check
Hell
it
yeah.
out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and like my comedy's either about to change or stay the same. So stay
Yeah,
tuned.
I would say one time, you're gonna be fucking great no matter what you do. Whatever. Thomas.
Yeah. On Instagram, I guess, at Thomas B. Thomas B.
Do you know your Myers-Briggs?
I do. I did it a while ago. I don't remember all. I don't want to cap.
And you can find me at Andy Jiang on Instagram and Twitter, and I have my website, andyjiang.com. I'm ENTP, that's my Myers-Briggs. Oh yeah.
And Andy is on that level of Jack Ma. He's like,
I'm eating babies.
I'm gonna run the world. In this planet and the next. This is you two. Say your shit. Say it into the mic real quick. Tal Bennett is new producer of the People's Mic podcast.
Yes, yeah. You can find me on YouTube under Cold Sober.
Yes.
And Instagram, How Now Brown Towel.
Chill. My name is Tyrez. You can find me on Instagram at
Yes.
TYREZK.
Yes.
Um,
Associate producer. The title's there. Producer, associate producer.
What is that? Do I get to talk?
No, you're gonna be booking people.
Oh, then you're not fully utilizing my abilities.
And we're gonna talk. You're definitely gonna talk.
Let's put Michael Jordan in the center.
You're the voice of God. You're the voice of God. And we'll figure out you.
Then it's Robin.
Everything you want to do to make this better, and then you can do your own shit and you can build your own empire.
Chill.
Is it? Is everybody good?
Yeah.
You guys are the shit. This is the People's Mic podcast. There's no show tonight at the bitter end. There's no show. There's a show next week. But we are here every Friday. The People's Mic podcast, 3 p.m. Then we do the Jimmy Peoples show at midnight. So Hetty, Andy's not here next week. Because when you do the podcast, you get a guest spot on the show. So Thomas, I owe you a guest spot. And then you come through the show, and we're gonna get you involved. We get you in the loop and build this. I need as much help as I can get. And Hetty's an angel. Is that it? I think that is all. Go do dope shit. Have an amazing day. Create an amazing day. Get your websites. And don't get brainwashed. Jim Fables. Bye.